On this episode of Earthworks Hub, we're going to answer all your insurance questions. Stay tuned. Welcome, John from Chevron Insurance. Thank you very much for coming on to have a bit of a chat about insurance.
Good morning, Ivan. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, very good. Very good, very good. I've structured these questions mainly around sort of the earthworks industry because that's our sort of target audience. So I've tried to make them sort of in sections. So you've got claims, premiums, how it all works. So we're going to do it by section. And yeah, I've just tried to think of questions that most of our listeners will probably want to ask as well. About insurance. So yeah, I'll try and relate it all to sort of earthworks. And I do have a lot of questions, so I'm sorry if it feels like I don't want it to feel like an interrogation, man. So
that's all right, mate. That's all right. The more we can help people with, the better. So just to understand their covers, their policies, even the brokers out there, the insurers, their appetites, things like that. So yeah, we're happy to help and advise wherever we can.
Yeah, excellent, man. Thank you. Thanks. So thanks again for coming on, man.
No problem.
So you're John from Chevron Insurance Consultants. Is that the full name of it?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Oh.
So I just head up the insurance division here. It's a smaller team, grew from the last 7 years, really, where we added some more staff and stuff. But yeah, been doing the insurance industry for 25 years. And we're just now looking at specialising and do what we do best, which is earthmoving, transport, liability, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's going really well. We do finance for obviously mobile plant equipment, things like that. So we've got the insurance division to go hand in hand with that, just to make settlements quicker and insurance easier and quicker for everyone as well. So
Yeah. So whereabouts are you guys based?
We're based in Queensland. Dog Scotland.
Yeah.
It's been well watered, but as I say, I think the sun's coming, so that'll be good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you guys have had Queensland's had a lot of rain, isn't it?
Yeah. It does come down pretty hard, but yeah, when it's obviously sunny, that's pretty hot as well. So
yeah, that's it.
But yeah, we serve Australia wide, not just Queensland and Gold Coast. So yeah, we've been far and wide, the depths of WA to the Northern Territory, and we'll fly out there to see clients if we need to and stuff. So yeah, go.
Oh, good. So Australia wide, and how long has Chevron been around for?
We've been operating for 7 years.
Yeah.
I've been here for nearly 5 of those. So yeah, we had a small book of business which was dealt with by one guy, but he was just happy to kind of maintain where he was at, which is good. But they obviously wanted to grow the business. So yeah, that's why they brought me in.
Yeah. Oh, good. All right. And like when we talk about insurance, what type of insurances do you guys offer?
As I say, we specialise in transport, mobile plant, general property, public liability, some PI if needed. But yeah, just generally around, the transport, construction, earthwork space. We just decided to specialise in that. We will take care of other, policies or other incidental policies for people. But yeah, we just concentrate on doing what we do and what we're good at doing. So yeah. It also gives us a chance to kind of just look at the covers between certain insurers. It's too hard to learn 500 different policy wordings out there, So if you can concentrate on your covers, you can concentrate and understand the policy wordings better. And then obviously that filters down to the client. So
Yeah. So I think that's probably good for like a small business in earthworks. If you're doing if you cover the insurance for their machinery, for their public liability, and whatever, all the other motor vehicles and that's you're probably like a one-stop shop for a small business. Is that right?
Effectively, yeah, that's right. Yeah. In those areas as well, it's generally under one policy, so one payment, one policy, nice and simple. Keep it straightforward, and just make sure that you get the right cover that the client actually needs. All of those might be earthworks, but they all do slightly different things, and you need to make sure that these things are covered off. So yeah.
Fair enough. All right, no worries. And what types of machinery and equipment? I know you were saying you do trucks and things like that, but what types of do you mainly deal with?
Anything from small excavators to multi-million-dollar plant, for the mining industry. So yeah, any size, shape or form, as long as it's got a serial number or a VIN, we're good to go. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. All right, no worries. Now, what sort of clients have you got at the moment? What are your sort of typical clients? Like, I know I just said you might be perfect for small ones, but do you do like a whole range or?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, small to large, new to old, really.
Yeah,
So yeah, everyone that needs insurance, and needs the right advice and the right policy to suit their needs and requirements. Yeah,
yeah.
but we'll help anyone that needs it. So yeah.
All right. And like, what about, so do you guys work with like all different types of like companies, or like for your insurance, do you just use the one company?
There's a lot of clients, a lot of insurers and policies out there.
Yeah,
NTI is our main one. We'd be honest to say probably 80% of the book is NTI, but they offer a good cover, good policy, good service. The premiums are competitive, and yeah, for what you're getting, they do tick all the boxes. But yes, there is other insurers out there that we can use and utilise to try and help get the best outcome for the client. Yeah.
yeah. Beautiful. So if I was like a small business, because I still sort of have my own little business, but before I had heaps of machinery and that, so I used to just call my broker and they try and organise everything. Is that sort of how you guys work
Yeah,
as well? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, very similar. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All
So we
right.
just find the quickest, easiest, best solution for you, as I say, that gives you the cover that you need, and at the best price that we can. Yeah, yeah. Cheapest isn't always best, and often the case not.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if it's
yeah,
cheap, then you need to kind of have a red flag in your head as to why, and have a little look into your policy, or have someone look into your policy, so to make sure that it is covering what you need when you're paying cheap premium.
yeah.
Yeah, you always question why,
Yeah, true, true. Well, that's going to be the next thing I was going to do. So, like I was saying, I tried to sort of break it up a little bit. I was going to talk to you about your policies, premiums, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll probably end up touching that again. So what? So if I'm looking at considering a policy, what should I look at? What should I consider when I'm choosing a policy?
I mean, obviously, service, colour, and price is key. The common one I ever get is just never compare to what someone else has. They might be in Earthworks as well, for example,
Yep.
but their circumstances are different. How many years they've been in business is different. The claims are different. They tell you about all your claims they have or not, So you can never go off somebody else, and just take your individual situation for what you need. As I say, your business needs and requirements are first and foremost. Without that, your business is, can be nothing. A couple of claims and they're bankrupt, So,
Yep.
yeah, just never compare what someone else has, and just do your own due diligence around it. And then, yeah, just find the broker that's right for you. Specialist brokers are always better, Like if you've got a big shopping centre, for example, I'm not your man,
Yep.
But there are specialist brokers out there. They know that they understand their product a bit more,
Yep.
and with that comes more competitive pricing and more favourable cover. So, but yeah, that's kind of the best way to look at it, really. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. True. And as a broker, I suppose once you've heard someone explain their business and their history, and that you can probably tailor it and know what to look for that person or for that
Yeah.
business.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
the most important thing is finding out about your client, and the client being prepared to spend time to tell you and provide what you need. So,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And I suppose the thing is just honesty is probably the best policy. Yeah. Just better
That's it.
if you've got something to say, better to say it than find out later when
That's right.
you're making the claim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as a broker, mate, we're a broker, so
Yeah.
we've heard it all, and your circumstances, whatever it may be, you're better just to tell us now, and I mean, we can go and do something. Get you the right cover. Don't have any issues come claim time later down the line with non-disclosures and that kind of thing. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true, man. Very true. All right. So, how can I ensure that I'm not, or how can I ensure that I'm not over-insured, or underinsured? That was a strange question. There you go. Yeah. So I didn't think of that one when I wrote it. So
The tongue twister, wasn't it?
yeah. So how do I ensure that I'm not underinsured or overinsured?
Just
Yeah.
basically
Uh,
check your vehicle values, machinery values. Preferably every 6 months, but realistically at least once a year when your renewal comes up. You just want to make sure that obviously it's the current market value as well, because insurers will only pay the current market value at the time of the loss.
yeah.
But yeah, if you've got an idea of yourself of what sums insured are. We have, obviously, there's tools out there that you can use to ascertain that your vehicle is worth that much, and that's part of a broker's job to fight your cause and maximise the amount of money you can get out of your claim. So yeah. But just regularly check your current vehicle values. Insurers generally go by rule of valuation if it's an old machine or vehicle. So if you get a valuation report confirming what it is, and a regular one, every year, typically every year would be great, but realistically, at least every 2-3 years, just to show that you've regularly had it valued and that was the price. So
yeah. All right, cool. And a question I always ask about, and I recently we moved house recently, so this is probably more not machine related, but it sort of is still. Like, we moved house, and I'm wondering, like, my car, the policy for my car has actually gone up because we've moved into a different area. Does my location actually affect the premium?
Yeah. I mean, you could be in a flood zone, a bushfire zone, high crime area. So, they're just some of the factors there. But obviously, again, insurers have these tools online now. They can check the flood maps. They have up-to-date maps. They have up-to-date bushfires. And they rate their premiums on excesses accordingly. So,
yeah. What about, like... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
As I say, it can definitely affect your premiums and the cover offer.
Yeah. What about, like, crime rates and stuff, like, in the area? Would that affect also the policy?
Yeah, obviously, if the high theft or crime area, then insurers would expect potentially more vandalism claims, more theft claims, more fire claims. Some people just like jumping up on machines and smashing the windscreens in and running off. So that's obviously claims are going to be more regular in those areas and cost insurers more.
Yeah, I've had that. Speaking of broken windows and things, like I've left machines on site and come back and things are smashed. I had some kids just put like rocks in the exhaust pipe and just loaded it full of rocks. Just not, probably not aware of what they're actually causing, but they just stuffed me completely.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. Anyway, it happens, man. It happens. Well, that's. I suppose the next question was going to be like leaving equipment on site. Like, what if we leave our equipment? Because a lot of us do leave them out on sites. What's the effect of that on policies?
I mean, just make sure that you have the correct policy. Obviously, the items and vehicles or machinery covered to cover it off and cover it off correctly. But just always check. At one point is odds-wide. Most mobile plant and equipment policies automatically will provide odds-wide cover. But that's obviously imperative because that obviously means then anywhere in Australia, wherever it may be, would be covered. But obviously as well, you just need to be a bit careful. Put your machinery under a camera on site, things like that you can do to help. And obviously insurers like to see that the clients are doing the right thing there and obviously trying to protect their asset. Obviously, ultimately, if it's stolen or something like that, then insurers will have to pay. But they would want to see, that you've taken good care of the best that you can to look after that machine or equipment that you've got.
Yeah. Because the reason I ask as well is like I had a policy on one of my, I think a few of my bobcats or skid steers or compact track loaders. There's bloody million different names for them, but posi tracks. We'll say posi tracks. So I had a few. I had a few posies, and I remember reading the policy because someone actually mentioned to me, "Have you checked your policy?" And I looked and it had like a disclaimer saying that if the machine was left within 35, if the machine was stolen within 35 or 60 k's of the CBD, it would without a tracking device or immobilizer, it wouldn't be insured. So do they have little exclusions like that?
It can be, for sure. Can be in certain areas which insurers impose this. Not all do, and they vary. So always check the policy wording. Generally, they're in that policy schedule or policy wording, but there will be something in there generally for most around those kind of things, especially in certain, as you say, CBD areas. Yeah. All right, cool. That's just something for listeners to look out for. Yeah. I mean, that again, this is why brokers are good to have, because they know this stuff. If you go to the online, I need a quote, it's you putting into an insurer's information, into their system. And then they will just spit out an outcome for you. But the policy wording can always be different. What you think is covered, what it says on your policy schedule, is not necessarily what's in the policy wording. So if people go off thinking if they're covered and they're not, I have example time and time again, every week. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even one as fresh as yesterday morning.
Yeah. There you go, man. There you go. No, they do, man. And that's why it's important to have insurance, I reckon, for your machinery, because they go missing. And I've said this in a couple of my old podcasts as well, that it's not if it's going to happen to you, it's when, because somewhere along the line, you'll either have some type of claim for damage or theft, because it happens. It happens in our industry.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we get them all the time. So, and we see them firsthand regularly. Top one would be machine rollover. That's a typical one. And a theft or a fire of a machine. They're the main three. But obviously, they would all be covered under your policy. So that's good. Yeah.
Oh, cool. No, thank you, man. You've answered a lot of questions there. So hopefully, listeners are going to get a lot out of this. And that's the whole point of this, I suppose.
Try and educate people a bit, you know.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. Yeah, because it's insurance questions come up a lot during my live podcasts, so that's why I was so keen to get you on and answer some of these questions. So how do they calculate premiums?
Premiums can be they're basically on an individual basis. Okay, so when you're in this kind of field of work, it's each on an individual basis. Insurers don't go, "Oh, you're all the same this," or "You're all the same that." They want to know about your business. How long have you been in operation? What's your experience with the machines, with operating them or driving the truck? You know, so the more information they can get, the better the outcome for you ultimately. You know, so just
all right.
You just need to kind of work out as much information as I say about the client, and you get the best outcome with the insurer. And
then I suppose, what do you look at people, whether they're a subcontractor or working?
Certainly that has a play in premium to a liability aspect. If they're subcontractors, labour hire, or if they provide labour hire themselves, you know. Obviously the types of cover, the claims history. But the more background you get and understand what your client does is better for everyone, you know, the broker, the insurer, and ultimately yourselves. So
No, good. That's good, man. And what about a lot of these insurers, and they offer discounts, you know, multi-policy discounts and that. What are some of the discounts that are available to people?
I mean, look, claims history and having no claims, you know, with a business running 5 years plus is the biggest discount you'll get in this kind of field. Yeah, for sure. But look, as I say, obtaining clients' background and experience also may help when you're setting up the policy to get the best cover and the best price. You know. A lot of insurance companies, if you're, say, a new venture business, so you've just bought a machine, you've been working with someone, you just bought a machine and you want to go out on your own and subcontract, basically the insurers just see it that you've just started, so you've just got your operator's ticket, you know, and you're just about to go on a machine, so you have no experience. So obviously the risk to them is higher because of it, you know. So when the risk is high for them, their premiums are more. But if we can then explain to them, no, this guy's been operating these for 10 years. He's worked for this company, that company. You know, just to get some good background on them. I've seen premiums drop by thousands because of that. So again, it's key, you know, that you understand what your client needs, what they want, and that's when you get the best results.
All right, excellent, man, excellent. All right, and then will you say something?
No, I was just going to say that there's no set in stone discounts. You know, obviously security and fire protection these days you should have as a standard. They expect that, so they're not going to give a discount for it. They expect you to look after your business and your machines or your equipment and have that in place. You know, but like GPS and tracking systems as well. They expect you to have them these days. You know, it's not, we're good boy, we're going to give you a discount. You know, it doesn't work for that anymore. You know, they expect to see that you have them there. You know.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you next. Like, how can we lower our premiums without sacrificing coverage? Like, I was going to ask, does it matter if we've got immobilizers and that? But you've just sort of answered it anyway. They're going to expect it.
I mean, ultimately is is to shop around, but shop around with caution, that who you're going to understands what you're doing. You know, it's better to build a relationship with somebody if possible, and you know, understand that they're doing the best that they can for you, they're there to help you, and just finding the right broker or the right provider for you. You know, but shopping around is not always just on, let's find the cheapest premium I can.
Yeah,
it's got to cover you for what you need and have the right support in your corner come claim time. You know, again, that's why people have brokers.
yeah.
So
yeah. So if I have like vandal covers and tracking and all that stuff, do you reckon that's going to help when if we ever come to that time where we need to make a claim? So do you think that's like
yeah, I mean,
definitely going to help?
It's good to have it and show that you're doing your due diligence and protecting your business, you know, and your assets as it should, you know. The insurer can then see that you've taken all necessary steps to mitigate your losses, and which obviously can work more favourably for you come claim time. They can be a lot more forgiving, and things even, you know, I've had experiences with the insurer that I use quite regularly that they actually ended up paying things they didn't have to pay for.
Wow.
You know, so they paid addition to what the limit was on the policy. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Don't hear that often, do you?
No. It does happen. It does happen. You know, so if you can show that you've done everything possible to, as I say, to protect your business, which why wouldn't you do that anyway? Let's face it. You know, it's your business. It's your livelihood.
Yeah.
You know,
that's it. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about the difference between market value and agreed value. So I'll ask you that then, yeah?
Yeah. So market value basically means the cost to replace at the time of the loss. Okay. Yeah. So whatever on the day that the loss occurred, or the total loss, the write-off, is the market value as of that day. Okay. All right. So you have to bear that in mind. Yeah. All right. Just every 6 months, every year, to check your own ones, even at your renewal. Just you get updated figures and just check that you're happy with the sums insured as they are at that day, because obviously then for that next 12 months you'll never be too far off. You know, getting the right payout for your vehicle or the machine. You know, so but yeah, basically that is the cheapest option as well. Agreed value they can do. That obviously just means that, you know, if there's a write-off, the agreed value that you've made with the insurer is the payout. So you don't then have any doubts about what your outcome's going to be or how many thousands you might be able to pay your finance off and things like that. So So agreed value is always a bit more expensive. And also they don't, on older vehicles, you'll need to get a valuation for them to agree the value. So it's only on the newer machines where you can actually get an agreed value. But generally they want to see a recent valuation for all of them. Yeah.
So is that like do we like hire like a evaluator to come out? Is there like professionals that come out and do that? Yeah, so there's professionals that will come out and assess your machine, your truck, and put a valuation there for you. Obviously it comes at a price. I don't think it's too expensive, but obviously it just protects your asset again. And then come claim time, you know, you're not going to be fighting and potentially losing, or, you know, 10,000s in difference in sums insured, which could obviously leave you at a bigger loss. So yeah, just for extra peace of mind, really. But as I say, it does come at an extra premium. Yeah. What about when I'm like, just say I'm making like my premium payments and that, or just say like I've got a direct debit and it fails or something happens, or I forget to pay my premium and then I look in the mail and there's a reminder and it's been like months. What happens if I miss like a payment, like a premium payment?
Just contact your provider. So if you're with a broker, call them and just let them know, you know, the reason for the missed payment, what you'd be able to do to fix it up, or if it's just, you know, your bank details have changed or something like that. But just keep in contact, you know, with the provider and make sure that, you know, it's clear that, you know, you have messed up. Or a lot of people over this period of time, December to January, obviously, they don't work, and then they come back to work, and they got to wait to get paid, and then they start missing payments. It pretty much happens every January, you know.
Oh man, is there like a grace period? Like if I miss my payment, will I still be covered? Like what happens then, man?
Yeah, contact your broker. Don't just, you know, put your head in that sand. Just tell people what's happening. You know, if they know what's happening, they know how to help you best. You know, so. And obviously we'll speak to the people that, you know, brokers generally have premium funders. So we'll speak to them. We've obviously got relationships with those funders as well, which can help, again, with a more favourable outcome. But they just want to do is communication. Just communicate your issue, communicate your problem, and when you think you can actually, catch up your payment. If you put your head in the sand, you get 1, 2, 3 strikes in terms of first dishonour, second dishonour, and then policy cancelled. Once you get that, we've got no choice. So just keep engaged with your provider around your payments, and don't be afraid. People that can do things and can help.
Yeah. And then, further to that, speaking about payments. I know some of these premiums can be expensive if you've got especially if you've got a lot of machinery and trucks. What are the payment options? Do you have to pay the whole thing at once, or is there some options that we've got?
No, there's always options. Generally 10, 12-month installments. You can do 6 if you want to do 6, I think you can even do 3 these days. You can put it over as many months as you want, up to obviously 12, because that's usually the policy period for a policy, being 12 months. But they're getting more flexible. The other thing is as well, the longer the payment term, the more interest the funder would charge. So paying over 6 months, you're going to pay less in finance charges. That's just something to think about as well. So
Yeah, true. And then what about so now just say I've sold my machines or something, or I cancel and I've changed insurer or whatever. What happens when I cancel my policy?
The policy will be cancelled from the day that you requested. Cancellations generally need to be put in writing by obviously email these days. The policy will be cancelled with the insurer, and any pro rata return premium for the time of risk will be charged with a credit, obviously, being for the rest of the annual policy period that the risk was going to cover for. So, this will then obviously be processed along with any additional cancellation charges and fees, which insurers and brokers can apply. They can pay their commission. They can charge a fee for cancelling, so you just need to be a bit careful around that. Obviously, I always work on, a fair deal, we never charge too much. We don't leave ourselves short by any means, we get a fair day's pay for the work that we do, which is something that we try and go by,
Yeah.
There's a lot of rip-offs out there, telling you that. WA, watch out.
WA. Yeah, I'll tell you what. There's a lot of stuff going on over there, I'll tell you. It's very busy in WA.
There's a lot of happy brokers sitting on piles of gold over there, I think, mate. Yeah. So if you're in WA, check your policy.
That's it. Yeah, a bit of a friendly advice there. Advice.
For sure.
No, that's good. And the reason I asked that is because, as I was selling my machinery recently, I was getting credits. I was dealing with all that, cancelling. So then they all I had some credits, and then they give me the credit back after I get my refund and all that. So after I cancel my policy, All right.
Yeah. So some people have done their work. So if people decide to retain the commission, they've done the work, for yourself. So it's not terrible, but obviously it can lower your credits that you get back. So
yeah. All right, let's go on to the next sort of section. So like I said, I tried to divide this a bit. So let's talk a little bit about claims. I've had a few claims. I can tell you stories. I can tell you a lot of stories, but I don't know if we'll have time. Let's see how we go. How will previous claims affect my policy?
Look, fault claims or claims where there's no third party to make a recovery will almost certainly impact your insurance renewal. And obviously dependent as well on the cost of the claim. Smaller claims obviously are not going to affect your premium so much. But if you're having regular ones, insurers still don't like to see regular claims, especially of similar nature. That can obviously increase excesses and things like that and premiums. The size of the impact depends on how many claims, the type of claims, the cost of the insurer in paying out the claims, as well as what's being done to mitigate these claims. They want to know that kind of thing to try and help keep the premium down, or to not give you a 10 grand excess on all your machinery or something like that. So
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so it's true. So yeah, you do if you do have a current policy and then you have some claims, your policy will probably your premium probably will increase, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So depending on the claims and what they are, but yeah, you have to be very careful. I try and tell clients that if you can pay for the small claims and keep your policy for your big, disastrous day claims,
Yeah.
that does help keep claim off your claims history, which obviously a 5-year clean claims history can get you up to a 50% discount. So, it's a big money on some of the larger premiums, especially, like
Yeah.
I've regularly got mobile plant equipment policies for 40, 50,000.
Yeah.
But for 50% of that, it's a big deal,
It
So,
is.
yeah.
It is. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. And then what about, so just say something's happened and I've got to make a claim. What's the
Yeah.
sort of process? Just, in sort of brief.
Obviously, contact your broker or your insurer as quickly as you can to lodge the claim. Basically get photos, videos, dash cam footage, whatever you can. Some third-party details, so their name, address, license number, things like that. And obviously, you can take photos on your phone. You can get the front and back of a license. That's always good. And just details if they know of their insurer and their policy number.
Yep.
Then obviously key was have a look around and see if there was any witnesses. So there's a lot of claims out there where it's a he said, she said scenario.
Yeah.
And that drags out the time to obviously settle the claim and get people paid and get people back on the road or back on site, So if you see any witnesses or you can grab one, that helps so much with eventualities like that. Yeah, because you've obviously got your witness there saying, no, he definitely didn't do that, and happy days, And that's the difference between a full claim and non-full claim. Full claims are obviously more expensive to the insurer and then obviously more expensive to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. True. All right. And what about like police reports and that? I know that when I had incidents, they wanted copies of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So police report, obviously, if it's a theft or a fire, then you report it to your local police station, and obviously get a crime reference number for that because we'll need that for the insurance claim. Yeah. Obviously, if it's an accident, they could be on site anyway, depending on the severity of it. And obviously, they'll make their own reports, but they will need to obtain a copy of that once it's done to submit to insurers as well. So, in the meantime, as well, you can get quotes for repairs for a repairer. That will help speed up the process as well. If you can get a quote for the repairs and some images of the damage from the repairer. That does help as well. Get claims settled more quickly. So
yeah, and that's actually probably a good point. Getting quotes on that too. A really, really good help is like when I've had instances is like the dealership where I bought my equipment from. They were very helpful. They provided like instant quotes to repair the whole thing and including bringing the machine back to their site, doing everything, getting it back to your site. So that if you see like a dealer that you deal with, or wherever you bought your equipment, usually they're pretty good at helping to get good quotes.
That's right. Yeah. And obviously, insurers have their own approved repairers, if you like, which you can use, and they will use them obviously to compare quotes. They've got in the background there, they can compare the quote that they get with what they would probably look at a repair quote in terms of pricing, and just to see that there's no one out there doing anything dodgy on invoices, etc. They're generally happy for you to use who you want to use, and a lot of people, as you say, do have their own people that they like to use. So
yeah. What about like those? How they say they replace things, if like they can give you an actual replacement of a vehicle. Do you have that as well? Like if you can't repair it or it's a write-off, will they give you like a
like a hire or a substitute vehicle or machine?
Like a substitute. Well, actually, I was going to say, like, do you do like if a vehicle's totally written off, does your company, does the insurer also just give like replace it with a brand new machine if it's beyond repair?
Yeah, I mean, look, it goes back to the sum insured, really, and some insured offer like a new for old replacement.
That's what I mean. Sorry.
Machine, if the vehicle machine is generally 2 or 3 years old. Any older than that, though, then no, it's not necessarily a straight, new for old replacement. But again, it depends on the policy, depends on the insurer. So every insurer offers something different. And then also, from a broker perspective, there's like tick boxes in the system to put covers in and take them out. So again, some don't understand what the covers are; they don't put them in. And then you could be a big loss come claim time. So it's just understanding again what the client does, what our systems do, and getting the right cover for it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then as you were just starting to say before, so with construction equipment like excavators and other machinery, can you do like temporary machines on hire until the claim's done? Does that actually happen in our industry?
Yeah. So basically, I'll just give the example of the insurer that I use for a machinery. If it's damaged and in the garage, waiting for repairs, whilst it's being repaired, there's a substitute hire machine or vehicle cover in there for up to 100,000. So you can then go and get yourself another similar machine, and you can carry on working whilst you're waiting for your other machine to get fixed up. So that's a good cover to have. But that's a select in, select out cover with the insurer that I use and some other insurers, and some are not. Some are already in the policy wording, and some are not excluded completely. So you just have to make sure. As I say, that the insurer offers the right cover that you need.
Yeah. It's funny because I never really thought about that. My insurer, I didn't have that. I didn't even know if you could select that or not. I never really explored it. But in all the cases where my stuff got damaged or stolen, I never even had like a replacement. I just took it on the chin and didn't even think about asking for a replacement.
Right. Yeah. But all each insurer is slightly different, so it's very hard for the people out there to understand what is in the policy and what isn't. So when you've got a business, mate, you're always best to have a broker. 100%.
Yeah, I think so. I suppose that goes with finance and everything as well. Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
All right. So now let's talk about the claim. So once you guys get the claim, so what do you guys do with the claims? Like, how do you handle them?
So we'll speak to the client, obviously, lodge the claim on their behalf with their insurer and run through the claim process from start to finish, basically. So we'll engage with the insurer and yourself to obviously come to the best, quickest, most favourable outcome that we can. We do the whole handling of it here. Again, different providers, different situations. Some have their own claims team. Some have a dedicated claims person. Some just send it straight to the insurer and go and deal with them. And I'm out.
Yeah. So you guys don't do that, though, do you?
No. I can't bring myself to do that to people. So no.
All right.
We have a dedicated guy here that deals with all our claims. So he obviously deals with them daily. Gets updates from insurers daily. He's pushing. Insurers to get settlements quicker, and obviously get the information that they need from you guys as well. So.
Yeah. And what about the processing time? Like, how long does a claim, like an average claim, take?
Anything from a week to over a year. It just depends on the type of claim, the complexity of the claim. If there's third parties involved or multiple third parties involved, obviously that can take more time. Insurers are generally always under the pump when in the claims departments. They can always take some time to get back, especially if there's some flooding or bushfires going on. Obviously that increases the workload. So just try and push everyone and get the best outcome as quick as we can. With the brokers, you can kind of maximise your claim amount because there's claims that come back to us where we go, well, where's the towing invoice amount on there? Whereas somebody like out there who doesn't really know will just go, oh, well, that's what they're paying me. Well, yeah, that's what they've offered you, but are they paying everything under that policy wording that you should get?
That is a solid point. I never thought about that. Yeah, because Yeah, you're right. If the broker's not experienced in the area, they won't realize, like, hang on a minute, they haven't included moving the machine or floating
Yeah,
it around and moving, doing
yeah,
stuff, which is all extra costs. Yeah, you're right.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So again, you can have thousands and maximise your claim and the money that you actually due under the policy. You know.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, good point, man.
Yeah.
And what about like with assistance to fill in the claim forms and stuff? Because some people can get
Yeah,
overwhelmed. Can you
yeah,
guys
for
help with
sure.
that sort of stuff?
Yeah, so that's what we would do. Basically, you would phone us, say, "Hey, I've had an accident," and my claims guy that deals with them here, he goes through the proposal, the claim form, or the online. So he has some online portals now that you can upload the information.
Yeah,
So yeah, he'll do whatever necessary and just take the details down. And get them straight away lodged in the claim number, because most people need a claim number pretty quickly. So yeah, that's the first kind of base that we do. And then obviously we seek other documents, payment of excess as well. That's another one that can slow up the process as well. People will go, "Oh yeah, I can pay it today," and then 2 weeks they go, "Oh, I can pay it in 2 weeks' time," and you go, "Well, your claims are not going to go anywhere until it's paid," you know. So
yeah,
there are things that you can do to help speed up your claims as well out there, you know.
yeah. True, true.
Get
I
all your
suppose yeah, it's not.
paperwork, get your excess paid, and we can move on, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I've heard guys complain about the process, and then I find out like they were the ones actually holding it up. They were supposed to
Yeah,
send documents and haven't sent stuff. You know.
yes,
Oh, it happens.
that
It
definitely
happens.
happens. But you
Yeah,
can only do what you can do, right?
yeah. That's it, man. That's it. So what coverage do we have, like in the event of a natural disaster? Just say there's floods or
Yeah.
hurricanes or whatever.
So obviously, all natural disasters are generally covered under the policy. So fire, flood. You do have to obviously check though, because, for example, flood's a big thing at the moment where insurers won't provide the cover, or they provide it for a premium you can't even afford.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
crazy. But yeah, obviously, not so much with plant and trucks. Floods automatically generally included in the policies, but when you come to like your houses or your business property,
yeah.
just make sure that flood is included in your policy, or not if you don't need it. But who doesn't really need
Yeah,
it?
yeah, true. True, man.
Yeah.
True. All right. And then I was going to actually say, like, why go to a broker rather than direct? You've probably answered a lot of that stuff already
Yeah.
as we're going. Is there anything you want to add to that? Like, any reason do
Oh,
you
no,
think?
that's right. The broker works for you. They don't work for the insurer. You're our client. When you've got when you go directly to an insurer, it's you versus the insurer. So generally with that, there's only one outcome and only one winner. I don't know,
Yeah,
and that would be the insurer.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
because. Have you got time to talk through a policy wording, and try and understand if your thing's covered or not? Generally,
yeah,
people don't. I send out, on quotes documents with about 8 documents can be on there. They probably read one,
yeah,
So,
yeah,
but that's fine, because when it comes to claim time, they'll come to me and they'll expect me to know that. And that's the difference,
yeah,
Having a broker, well, that's your job, mate, which it is,
yeah,
So, but when you're going direct to an insurer, it's your job. And are you going to do that job,
yeah, yeah. No, true, man. And that's where the experience comes in. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So, but again, you have a one-stop shop. So you call me or you call your broker, and they should be able to deal with anything insurance related for you. Your claim or your accounts problem, or I've got another vehicle, or I'm thinking about selling my business, whatever it may be. So
Yeah. No, good. It sounds like I suppose you build more of a relationship with your broker, and then they get to understand you more, and then know how to
that's
approach
right. Yeah,
insurance companies and that.
yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
right. And the good ones will meet up with you and buy you beers and coffee and stuff like that.
Yeah. The bonuses. The
Yeah, that's
bonuses. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. No, that's it. I remember I had a broker for properties, and he used to say to me, the reason he can get better like deals is because he knows how to paint the picture. He
That's
knows
right.
how to approach. He knows which bank likes things a certain way, so he knows how to approach them and sell the deal to them because he
Yeah,
knows what they
100%. I mean,
expect.
it's the
So
same, similar for me,
yeah.
Yeah, very, very similar. So, yeah.
Oh, good, good. All right. So you guys do also finance. You said that before
Yeah,
as well, yeah?
yeah. So we've got a Chevron Finance. Again, they'll finance anything with a serial number or a VIN number.
Yeah.
And obviously, I get a lot of referrals from them because obviously they need the insurance for their finance settlements and things like that. Yeah, just to help them out where I can with that kind of stuff.
Oh.
So, yeah.
All right, excellent. So for all the listeners, I'm hoping that I've tried to ask as many questions as I could think of. If anyone has any questions that we haven't answered or you want to know a little bit more, feel free to send me a message, and then I'll talk to John, and we'll try and do something to answer your questions.
Yeah, for sure.
If people want to get in contact with you, so if anyone wants any insurance, what's the best way for them to call you or get in touch with you?
Generally, just call me. Good old-fashioned phone call. As I say, the more you speak to people, the more you find out about them, and the better the relationship is. So, phone's always the best one. You know, email's good to confirm something or send something, but I like to chat to people and find out a bit about them and how I can help them in their business. So, yeah. Obviously, we've got a website and the emails. We'll soon be working on social media a bit more. Obviously, with IA technology coming in recently, this is kind of another eye opener to the world and how to do business. So we're looking into all of that throughout the year. So we'll see what happens there.
Oh, that's it, man. That's it. So yeah, if anyone has any questions that I haven't answered or John hasn't answered for you, you can feel free to send me a message, and I'll talk to John, and we'll try and organise to get your question answered. And if you want to talk to John directly, get yourself some insurance or even finance, all the details for John will be in the description. John, is there anything else that you want to add? Have I missed something or?
Oh, no, it's just been a pleasure, mate. Yeah, thank you for letting us come on and having a chat. And if we can help you in the future or do anything else, then more than happy to.
Oh, awesome. All right, thank you, and thanks very much for all the great information. So you can also find Chevron insurance on our website, www.earthworkshub.com.au. And to all the listeners, make sure and remember to follow me on all the platforms. So TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple. Share the shit out of it. Tell your friends. Let's keep it going. And also make sure that if you do have a business, you register yourself on earthworkshub.com.au as well. All right, to all the listeners, thank you very much. We'll see you on the next episode. John, take care, mate.
Thanks a lot. Cheers, Ivan. Take care.
Take care.
See you, mate.